Let me just share my screen so that you want. Okay. Yeah. Tell me like.
Nothing related to the previous lessons and all.
Okay.
I was just looking. I was just looking. A complex dashboard which you have already completed. Okay, so apart from this, I just wanted to do some case study and try to grab something new. So
Okay.
if possible, can you send some good dashboard which will help us for our future?
Uh, what you can do? You want to
Some
create
complex
some
like
complex
like
dashboard?
GeoMap. Okay, the GeoMap and some vendor components use of some different third-party components where you've used and you got something different look. Okay, something like that I'm looking, especially the GeoMap.
GeoMap as of now, like see, you can use the third-party component you need to use for GeoMap dashboard basically, because the default component
Mhm,
which is comes with Design Studio, you'll not be able to
mhm.
create good dashboards out of it. I'll explain that component anyways to you, and I'll tell you what are the
Okay.
limitations also, why we can't use that dashboard that component in the actual dashboard, because there are so many limitations, and what is the suitable third-party component available. I'll explain, but that requires a separate session. So if you want to start on your own, I can connect you with Galigio. Okay.
Okay.
So Galigio guys,
Mhm,
they or you can request for a trial license. So their trial license is valid for 30 days. They'll give you a trial
okay.
license of Galigio component, and they'll tell you like how to
Mhm.
install that component or and all, and then you can use that component. So that component has a lot of features when you're talking about GeoMap, because they have the best GeoMap for Design Studio.
Yes, I heard about it. So you didn't use this what is it GeoMap in your any of your dashboard? Did
No,
you
no,
use it?
yeah, I have used it, but I have not used it the Design Studio component. I have used the third-party component only. So I have
Third
used the
party component.
Galigio
Okay.
component only. That too, we have
Mm,
customized it for our requirement. It's not the default Galigio component. It is too much customized for just for our requirement.
okay.
So that I can't show it to you because it's very much specific to a customer. It will have customer specific data only.
Hmm,
That
okay.
Galigio. But if you want, I can arrange one session with Galigio so they can showcase the Galigio component, and that will be separate. It's not part of training, and they'll do it free only. So if you are interested, I can arrange one session with Galigio.
Okay. But I would like to know like how to use GeoMap and how to work using that, how to fit that components into the dashboard.
No, no, no.
I'm
Our
really looking.
see the default GeoMap component. Yeah, we will be covering that, how to use that and all.
Okay.
There will be a separate session for that. Maybe tomorrow or day after, we'll have a separate session regarding that.
Okay. Okay,
Meanwhile,
Rakesh.
meanwhile, if you want to create some dashboard, I can share this screenshot
Mhm.
with you. This screenshot you are seeing
Okay.
right now. This is also again
Yes,
one more
yes, yes.
real-time dashboard which we have developed for one
Uh-huh.
customer. So I have created a POC out of it. So I have the data
Oh,
and
great.
all with me. I can share the data with you.
Mhm.
It's in MDB file. So you need to create a universe on top of it. Either you create a
Okay.
universe
That's
or
not good.
you deploy put that data into BW or anywhere. The data I have, it's in MDB file. Okay, once you put the data, and it has tables, right? Different tables. So all the different table will,
Mhm.
there is no need to create joins and all. The tables are separate. So each table you will put one, like for this particular component scorecard, there is a separate table, and for this contribution, sales contribution, there is a separate table. For top 10 articles, there is a separate table, table for trend analysis on daily basis, weekly, monthly, and yearly. So there is a lot of tables. You need to use those tables and create this dashboard. I'll share this screenshot with you if you want to create the dashboard. And if you are stuck anywhere, you let me know. I'll help you.
Okay, Rakesh.
Okay?
Yeah.
And there is a lot of
I will
interactivity.
send I will send you some screenshot and few of the component, okay, which I am looking, okay,
Okay.
later on after the class. Just have a look and just, if you can give some idea on that, that would be helpful to me.
Sure, sure.
Okay.
I'll do that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
thanks, Rakesh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fine, guys. Then let's start today's class. Krishna also arrived. Krishna, you are able to hear me? Yeah, hi Krishna. You are able to hear me? Yeah, okay, fine, great. So let's start, and we have already completed our dashboard. So hope you guys don't have any issue in creating the same dashboard. If you guys have any issue, just let me know, or you can send me an email also regarding that. So today what we will do is we'll connect to BW data source, and we'll see how to create a dashboard out of it when we are connecting to BW. No issues, Krishna. Like if you have any questions, you can just type in, or you can unmute yourself and then speak. Okay. So right now I'm connected to a server. So let me connect it to Design Studio. I've created this.
That is one small question. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not a question. Just wanted to understand. Sometimes when you feel okay, like just take us through the architecture of the design studio, how it works, or like what are the way it connect, what are the data, what are the backend it can connect, complete architecture. Just wanted to understand sometimes.
Okay, fine. Anyways, during first class we have spoken like we can connect to different data sources, how we can connect when we are deployed, and there's a lot of okay. So in the first class, right, we discussed if we are connected to BI platform, then we can connect to HANA, BW using OLAP connections, and non-SAP data sources we can connect using Universe. And if we are connecting to NetWeaver platform, then we can connect only to BW data sources. So anyways, if you want that session again, I'll take a recap of that
No,
session.
not session, Rakesh. I'm just looking the some pictorial diagram like how it is
Fine.
connected, so
Okay,
some type
fine.
of documents which is
I'll
there.
explain everything in
Okay,
in diagram format then. Okay, maybe later on.
okay,
Just remind me
sure,
later
sure.
on. Let me just complete the course content, because and after that we'll have some time. Definitely, I'll try to complete in 13 classes itself, and then we'll have two classes just for the clarifications, basically.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
So okay. So I'm connecting to
That
BI. Sorry. Yeah.
little question.
Yeah.
This you connect into the BW server, right? Can
Yeah.
we have that kind of opportunity to do that the way you connecting with
Uh,
BW to
See, this server,
uh,
it's a paid server
or,
basically. So
or
if you
can
want,
we get the access
yeah,
so that
that's a, see, it's a paid server, so it's handled by separate team. If you want to have access, I can connect you, or I can get an access for you, but you need to pay separately for that. It's like monthly basis, you will get the server access.
sure, sure. Understood, because I
Okay.
need to
You can connect to me after the session, so I'll tell you like. Yeah, it has BW, it has ECC, it has everything, it has HANA and everything. Yeah, all the components it has. It has BODS as well. Uh, they charge normally $40 per month. So if you convert somewhere around 2200 or something per month, they charge.
$40, right?
It comes around, I think, I get it for 2000 basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do the best. We'll definitely get some at least 2 3 months access so that we can
Yeah, they
I
give
can
like for $100 they give for 3 months. That's they offer run sometimes one offer. Anyways, you connect me after the class. I'll connect you, or I'll get the access for you. Anyways, if you want. Okay. So yeah. So right now I'm connecting to BI platform. So we'll create a new application here. So first we can save the application in BI platform wherever we want. By default, it goes in favorites folder. During the evening time, this server is too slow actually. There are so many people connected to this server. So you can save your application inside a public folder. You can create your own folder and then save it. This is the folder structure of Launchpad in BO. So you can select any folder, give application a name, and right now the server has Design Studio 1.5. So that's why you have option of desktop browser or iPad or iPhone. If you are on 1.6, then when you create a new application, you get this window. You need to give the application name and then select the template. So let's create it for desktop browser only. And these are the templates available. We can select any template. So this is our welcome. This is the first screen of our dashboard, right? So we'll connect to a BW data source. So add a data source. And when we click on connections, first we need to select a connection. So we are connected to BI platform mode, in BI platform mode. So we have all the OLAP connections available plus all the universes, UNX mode universes. Its extension is UNX. So we'll use a BW connection, the SAP BW connection.
Rakesh, for HANA also OLAP connection, na? I forgot.
Yeah, correct.
For HANA,
yeah, absolutely. You can use a OLAP connection for HANA as well. So I have created one query. I'll use that query as a data source. So once the data source is added, now the steps are same. You can edit its initial view, and there you can put the characteristics into row, required characteristics. So for example, let's remove everything. We'll create the data source for department. It has the same data for HR dashboard. Whatever data source we have used for HR dashboard, right? It has the same data. So now this is our initial view, and we can say this is our department data source. And then we can create a chart or info chart. Rest everything remains same.
that is one question. To connect with BW, there are many checks now. We need to see those things, whether it is, using that BX query to the report will be okay or not, like hierarchical object, and other things which I don't know. So can you explain on those side also?
Okay, from query designer, let me just connect to query designer. So in the query designer, you need to check this option. If you don't check this option, then you can't use this particular query outside, allow external access to this query, right? So once you check this box, then only you will be able to add the query as a data source. That is first check. Okay. and then you need to create a OLAP connection. If you're able to create OLAP connection and test your connection, then everything is fine.
Rakesh,
Yeah.
sorry, apologize if you can hear the background noise. I was wondering that is it possible for you to show me that just how you have connected to the VW and how this query is flowing? Yeah, is it possible? Just not this query or any other query. Just you can take it and just because just
Okay. Uh,
great.
is it clear up to right, how to create a query, right?
No, that's fine. That's creating query is fine.
Okay.
I understand that you have put the allow external access.
Correct.
But can you please just make the connection? Just how you made the connection. So just that's what I'm more interested. If
Okay.
possible, please.
So what you do is first you need to create a OLAP connection in CMC. Okay. So you connect to CMC. Okay. And let me just connect. In CMC, you go to OLAP connections. And there you create a new connection. You can create a new connection in the top folder, or you can select a particular folder. And inside that, you can create a new connection. Give a name, SAP BW connection. Select provider as SAP NetWeaver Business Warehouse. Server type is server. Then you need to give the details. Don't remember the details. Let me just get the details from other connection. Okay, this is my server. So you need to just fill the details. Server is ERP key 1, system is 02, 001. And then it requires connect to a cube. While connecting to a cube, also we need to give a credentials. System name, it says I think it is BW7. So BW7. So it's BW7. And then you can select, you can test your connection. SAP HANA. Yeah, this is connected. So in authentication, you can use predefined if you want to give hard-coded values for your connection, or you can use prompt or SSO based on your requirement. So once your connection is ready, now your connection is ready. Your connection name is SAP BW. The same connection you can use while adding a data source. So add a data source. Select your connection. So if your connection is not listed here, it's not listed, right? So what you do is, because just now we created the connection, so you reload all your connections. It will take a little bit of time because we have so many connections. In real time, you will not have these many connections in your project. SAP BW connection. Let me just open the dashboard again. It's not loading. The connection is not loading here. Okay, so SAP BW connection is there. You take your connection. Now, if you have the query name directly, you can put it here, or else you can browse and search your query. And then add it. So you'll have your data source here. Is it clear, patient?
That's fine. Thank you.
Yeah. So similarly, if you have a HANA data source, you can again create a OLAP connection and add that connection in data source and bring your HANA views here, and then do rest. Everything remains same like we did in local mode. Once the data source is there, it behaves in the same manner. So you can create the same dashboard using BW query also, whatever dashboard we have created. So when you are connected to BW data source, you will have the same data sources coming from the BW query. And rest Java scripting and everything remains same. Any questions, guys, on this?
Yes, Rakesh, I have.
Yeah, Dev.
So through this BICS connection, we have connected to the cube, I believe, right?
We have connected to
Or
query.
the Bex query.
We have connected to
Bex
Bex. Yeah, Bex query.
okay.
Correct.
Okay. So suppose if we are connecting to cube, then all the Bex query will come in the report, or that particular Bex query will come.
No. If you are
Suppose
connected,
my BX connection is pointing to cube,
okay,
and there are around 4 to 5 Bex queries are there.
correct.
So that time only one Bex query will come inside the report, or all the Bex query will come? Because if I want only one Bex query, and as per the requirement, that only one should be there.
Okay.
So I'm just wondering how it happens.
Okay, fine. See, we created a BW connection, right? That time we have not selected any cube or a query. When we are connecting a OLAP connection, right? That time itself we can select either we want this connection just for one query or for complete system or for one cube, right? So we have not selected. If you want just for one query, you can edit it, edit your OLAP connection, connect to a cube, and there you can assign which query you want to connect. So that particular query will be shown for end users.
So normally what process we follow, Rakesh? Normally we connect to cube or a particular batch query.
Again,
How
it
the
depends.
business goes?
See, it depends. What are the security methods you are following? See, if different users are seeing the different information, what you can do is instead of hard coding this information, you can use SSO. So whoever user is
Yes, that's
connecting,
right.
right? Whoever user is connecting, based on his security profile, he will see the data for end user, right? When it comes for development, right? There may be chances like for a same company, there are 3 different vendors and they are working on 3 different areas, right? So that time you will, as a developer, you will have access to one area only or one cube only or multiple cubes only, not all the cubes. So that time the basis guy or BO admin guy, whoever will create the connection, he will give access for that particular cube only. He will not give access for all the data source, all the cubes.
Okay.
Understood? So based on the
Yes.
requirement, based on the scenario, you will have access. And it doesn't matter whether you are using a connection which is pointing to all the cubes or just one query, the performance will remain same. Because when you are creating a connection here, adding a data source, you are just connecting to a query. You are not connecting to complete system or not complete cube.
Correct. Particular query. Okay.
Particular query only, correct.
Yes. Okay, Rakesh. Yeah.
Okay, Krishna has one question. Let me read it. So, can we limit in Design Studio for one query or requirement? One query?
Or
Yes.
as per or required, yeah. Sorry, just I'm right.
Okay. See,
I
if
was
you
just
want.
wondering my question. Yeah, my question is very limited. Like let's assume that we have the finance queue. There
Okay.
are there are standard queue is there, and we have done some kind of just we have done some custom query and some standard query pre-loaded is there. So if we want in Design Studio only that custom query, will it as they asked that the queue when you connect to the queue. Let's assume that I'm the super user. I have all the access
Okay.
for the finance queue. Yeah. I'm a finance manager. I have the access for all the finance queries.
Okay.
But in the real time, just I might not be using all those queries. I'm just limited to the custom one. And I, as a super user, I have the access for the Design Studio, which I can do the development as well. So I just was wondering, can I, just restrict myself, or can I limit in Design Studio to see only one query while just connecting to the VW? Is it possible?
Okay. So you are using the same user ID. So when you're connected to BW, you are seeing all the information, all the queries. But when you're connecting to Design
Ah,
Studio, you don't want to see all the queries with the same user
I
ID.
don't know. That's very true. Yeah, I mean, what I understood that Design Studio is just it works as a bridge. Yeah, so when we made the connection between in the CMC as you explained just now, CMC we made the connection.
Yeah.
Now just if you go to the Design Studio screen, please. So in Design Studio in the data sources, I want to just yes, if you do the add data source. So in the add data source, don't I have, just if I choose the data source as a finance data source now, just let's assume the finance queue is there.
Correct.
So rather than choosing the finance data source, actually my assumption was there that we can choose the query instead of queue. Is it possible?
So you can select that query in CMC itself. While creating the connection, right? You can create a connection on a query instead of complete cube. You can create a connection on query only.
Lekin वहाँ पे there is no option now over there.
No, no,
Is
no.
there any option over
See,
there?
this is the option, right? To select, choose a cube.
But this is a cube, no?
No, wait. See, there you can select your query as well.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Krishnan, I will send you some link where is the detail mentioned how to connect to Cube, Dex query. Okay,
Oh, is it?
input provider. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's good. Yeah.
complete detail is there. I will send you that. You will
Oh,
get a
okay. Yeah.
proper
Yeah,
idea.
great.
Yeah.
Great, Dev.
So
You have
now,
my email. Yeah, you can send it.
correct. So now what we did is on this particular DSO, we have creating queries, multiple queries, right? Now I have given this particular connection will connect to only one query, HR report only.
I see. Okay. That's
So
fine.
that way you can limit.
All right. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Yeah. So Aziz or Misbah, anything from your side? Is it clear?
Is it Rakesh? Is it possible to connect like different data sources? For example, a universe and a BW data source at the same time in a single dashboard?
Yeah, you can do that because every time, right, what we do is we add a data source. Right now we are connected to BW queries, right? If you want to connect to a universe, you change your connection here. So
Does that affect the current connection that you have
no,
already established for BW?
no, it won't. So
Okay.
let's.
If it's a separate connection, if it's some other data sources as well, it will connect, right? It will
Yeah.
not.
You can connect to multiple BW environment also. If you have multiple OLAP connections, right, which are connecting to different environments, so you can club all the data sources here.
Okay.
Rakesh, one question as well. Like, this we have like multiple queries, 2, 3 queries in our data sources. Can we build a dashboard on those 3 queries? Can we, just take multiple queries in one time?
Sorry,
Is it possible?
I didn't got. Can you just repeat?
Like you have right now you have 2 queries over there, ZHR underscore
Correct.
ZHR DS01 Q001
Yeah.
and Q001 dash DS underscore department. Correct?
Okay.
DEPT.
Yeah.
So if let's assume that I have these 2 queries here, right? Same scenario. I want to build dashboard based on those 2 queries.
Correct.
So can I
Yeah.
do that?
Yeah, that's what you will
All
be
right.
doing. You will have multiple queries. You will never have the same query multiple times. You will have different queries always. But there should be some relationship, right? If, for example,
That I understand. Yeah.
right, then only you
That,
can filter the data from one query and second
no,
query.
obviously, otherwise it will not work.
Correct. Yeah, then you will have, because every query will have different KPIs and you are showing all the KPIs together in the dashboard.
Yes. And can we use the BW like this in the query we have all these navigation attributes and the display attributes. So does it work here or just these are limited?
Yeah, so there are some limitations. You can't use like all the features of BW query.
Okay.
So I don't have the list right now with me, but yeah, there are some
No,
limitations.
that's fine.
You
Yeah.
can't use
No, that's it.
all the features.
No, that's absolutely fine. Just check.
But hierarchies and all you can use.
And okay. And Rakesh,
Rakesh,
Sorry, yeah.
okay. So Rakesh, is it possible? Is it okay if I'm creating a new variable in a query and then I'm connecting the query to this dashboard and then I'm using that particular variable in a particular component. Do we have to have any separate uh, separate code for it, or do we have to reference it in a different way? If I have a customized variable within the query and then I'm using it in a component here in Design
Okay.
Studio.
Okay. So if you are using a variable, right? So what you need to do is either if you are running that query on startup, You need to initialize the value of the variable, or you need to give a default value of the variable inside the query. Else it will prompt you to enter the variable value. And once it is done, how you can assign the value later on is using application dot set variable.
Okay.
Application dot set variable. So using this method, you can just give the variable name, whatever is your variable name in double quotes, and its value. So that value you can again bring from some other component in the design studio. For example, if you want to bring the that value from some drop down, right? Then drop down dot get selected member.
If it's a customized key figure or from a customized key figure within the query, if it's a new key figure that I've created in a query, and I'm using it in this design studio component, so I have to use this, you're saying, in order to refer that particular variable, right?
See, all the variables, if there are any application variables, right? The queries you are using in your application, those, if there are any variables, those variables will become application variable. So that application variable you can set using this method, and you can pass the values. Once you pass the value, again that query will run. Whenever you execute this statement, automatically the data source will run, and it will bring the data.
Okay.
Krishna, you were asking something?
I think I lost now.
Okay.
But Rakesh,
Yeah.
I was
Sorry, Aziz, I can't hear you. Hello?
you said can you hear me?
Yeah, Aziz, now I can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, Aziz, I can hear you.
You said okay. You said there'll be a different if there is a different data sources are coming in to same query. I mean to design to develop the dashboard. There should be a relationship. You said. So what kind of relationship we have to give?
Okay. For example, let me just create two queries for you from the same universe.
Sure.
So I'm creating one query and one more query. So let's assume that I have these two queries. Can you mute yourself? There is an echo. Aziz, I'm just, yeah, okay, fine, thanks. So see, let's assume that we have these two queries as Bex queries, and I'll show you the output of these queries also. So both the queries has period, one common characteristics called period. So it has like top 10 articles, top articles based on daily, these are the daily articles. And then we have weekly articles similarly. And other query also, we have this period information, period characteristics. Here the KPI is net sales. Let's assume that there we have a KPI called net profit. Now what we can show is in our dashboard, in one chart we can display net profit and another chart we can display net sales, and then we can have filter for period. So whether we want to see the daily KPIs or weekly KPIs, based on the selection we can filter both the data sources. So the period is a common dimension here, common characteristics. If we don't have the common characteristics, then we can't filter the data sources. Did you got my point?
Yeah, but at least we can have the connection.
Yeah, see, we can show the information, but those two information will not be related. For example, if we don't have period, right?
Right.
Let's assume that we don't have a common dimension in both the connections. And so let's remove this, and we have a brand. Instead of that, we have only brand. So one data source is bringing me brand data, and another data source is bringing me category data. So there is nothing common. Let's assume that we don't have a period in our query. So we have only category. And let's assign these data sources to two charts. So one chart is showing net sales by brand. And I'll just copy paste the same chart and assign a different data source to it. So let's assign DS3 here. So if we don't have common dimension, we are displaying the data, we are displaying the information. But if we filter the dashboard based on category 1, then this chart we can't filter because there is no category 1 in this particular data source, in first data source. So we can use data sources which are not related, but then we can't filter out a data source based on the one data source. If we do a selection in this particular chart, for example, one category 1 we want to select and we want to filter the complete dashboard, we can't do that because the other data source does not have the category characteristics or category dimension.
Sure, I got it, Rakesh. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. So this is how we can
Rakesh?
connect. Yeah. Yeah, Krishna.
Sorry, yeah, Rakesh. Rakesh, what is the database for this business design studio?
For this dashboard?
Yeah, means normal for design studio itself. Is there must be some database for that.
No. There is no database required. See, Design Studio is a client tool. Okay. So that you install on your
But
system.
that's correct. But when we do this flight file, yeah, we import that flight file.
Yeah.
So where does it go? Where it gets saved?
When you use in local mode, every time whenever you create a new dashboard, it will create a repository inside the analysis workspace. So under C users analysis workspace, there's a folder called com.sap.ip.bi.gen, and there is a folder repository. Basically, instead of database, it has a repository folder, and inside repository folder, whatever applications you will be creating, right? With the application name, there will be one dashboard. We have created like HR dashboard. So there is a folder called HR dashboard. It will have all the content related to HR dashboard. So this is our application, content.biaap app. So this is our application file. This is the CSS file we have used. Then other images, whatever images we have used. This is a metadata properties file. Again, these two files are basic. Whenever you create a new application, you will automatically these two files will be created in repository. For example, let's create a new dashboard. So once we create this sample test, so with the same name, there is a folder created, and it will have two files by default: content.biapp and metadata.properties file. These two files are the default files. Rest all the files, all the data sources, right? If you want to connect to a data source CSV file, you put that CSV file here. Then only you can connect. Then after that you connect.
All right. And can we do the publishing, like, just in the web application designer, BW, when we create the web query, we can do the broadcasting.
Correct.
The information broadcasting. We can do the broadcasting as per the schedule and event. So let's assume for the dashboard, if we want to do it, I'm sure there must be way, but
okay. See,
stupid question.
No. If you want to broadcast or schedule a dashboard, that is not feasible as of now. But you can publish your dashboard on a portal when you are connected to a platform mode. So either you are connected to a BI platform mode or NetWeaver mode or HANA mode. If you are connected there, then what you will do is you will deploy your dashboard on server. So if you connect to a BI platform mode, right, you have deployed this dashboard on a server in a particular folder.
Okay.
Then end users can access the dashboard from that folder by logging into. If we talk about BO server, then they can connect to Launchpad and they can go to particular folder and then they can open the dashboard. But if you want to schedule the dashboard and broadcast it to multiple people, that feature is not available right now.
Okay.
That you can do with Webby reports and all.
All right. So that's fine. Thank
you. See, normally for local mode is just for POC purpose. Once you create this dashboard, right, what you can do is you can export this application and you can import in BI platform or in platform mode, and then you can change your data sources. So instead of this data source, you can change the data source to other data sources, your BW or HANA data sources, and then you need to do a little bit of changes in your coding. Not everything you need to change, because technical name may change. If those things, you just take care and your dashboard is ready for deployment. So you can do the development in local mode and then deploy it on a platform with minimal changes.
That's like a BI content.
Yeah.
Yes, Rakesh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you mentioned we cannot schedule the Design Studio dashboard, right?
Yeah, you can't schedule.
Okay. All right. Okay. So all right. And one more example, I just want to ask you regarding a query. So I mean, I might be repeating myself, but it's like, for example, if I have a query for department's position and salary, and I'm creating a customized variable of bonuses, which is 10%, which is 10% of salary. So once I'm connecting this BW query to Design Studio dashboard, and then I'm using it in a component. So if I'm using a component that shows bonuses against positions against bonuses or whatever, vice versa. So do I need what code do I need to what script that I need to write in that particular component? If you can just explain, that.
Okay. So what I'll do is, for example, let me just go back to the query. So this is your query. What I'll say is these key parts are nothing but your employee details. Let's say these are the employee details, employee characteristics, employee name, EID and all. and these are the key figures. So let's assume that, okay, let me just open new dashboard, new query. So where I have had a calculated key figures. Okay, so this one, right? This one has the characteristics, and then I have actual and budget, which are coming from the BW system, and then I have a average, okay, actual budget and okay, and I have calculated variance. Variance is based on actual and budget.
Okay.
Okay, so the actual minus budget divided by budget is my variance. When I consume this query, right, this will work as a different key figure only, because this calculation will be done in the BW side, not in Design Studio side. So it will behave like a normal key figure only. If you add this data source, let's add this data source and see. So as you can see, the variances are calculated already. You don't have to do anything in the data in Design Studio. But if you want to calculate something here, that also is possible. For example, if you want to remove, find the difference between actual and budget, it's available in 1.6, not in 1.5. This is 1.5 actually. So if you select two key figures and then right click, then it gives you an option to create a calculation here.
Okay, so I can create another key figure based on these.
Correct.
Here,
Yeah.
within Design Studio.
Yeah. Let me see if that is that feature is available in local mode also. I'm not sure whether it's available in local mode. Yeah, so you can add a calculation here. But these calculations are limited. You can't do whatever you can do in Query Designer. Those options are not there. So there are some limited options available, but you can do some calculation here. For example, if you want to add these two, you can just simply add.
Is it same as Lumira?
Not Lumira, it's more powerful. In Lumira, you can do these kind of calculations. More options are available. But this is a new feature in 1.6. Maybe in later release, it will improve.
Yeah. Okay, probably in Lumira 2.0 they may include these things, correct?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
So see, this will not work in local mode. The option is there, but it won't. It's not working. If I create a new component, new key figure, it's not creating. But if you are connected to platform mode, then that time you can connect in 1.6. So you can try on your own. If you are connected to any platform mode, right? That time you can see. But that option is here only. Add calculation.
Okay, so when do we use that particular script where you mentioned before application where we have to sort of initialize in startup?
No. That if you have a variable, basically.
Okay.
If you have a variable, for example.
What would be an example for that?
For example, based on you want, there is a lot of data, right? So you have kept a variable for a particular country, so that it brings the data only for one country only at a time. So that country variable you can pass from using set variable. There is an option to create query variables, right? In BW, in query you can create variables. I'm not very good at creating these queries and all, but you can create variables here, right?
Yes, you can do that. Yeah, you
So
can
that
create key figures as well. You can create.
So if you create a variable and if you want to assign a variable,
You can restrict a certain variable as well. You can restrict a certain. You can create a structure, and under structure you can restrict.
correct. So similar, yeah. So if you create a variable there, if you use that variable and you want to pass that variable value from Design Studio, that time you use set application.set variable.
Okay.
Someone called Ratna Kumar has joined us.
Yeah, he has joined. He'll be joining new batch, so he just wanted to see. Okay, guys. Any other question for today's class? Because today's class, I just wanted to show you how to connect to BW data sources. BW or HANA data sources, apart from local data sources, if you're working with platform mode, how to work with platform mode.
So will we creating any dashboard on the VW environment in this?
In the class, no, because see, now everything is same, right? We have created already one data dashboard based on CSV file, right? So the same data source we can add here also.
Can we do one thing? Can we take one example which has got the variable and just just a little bit of calculation and create the dashboard and see it? Just a small one, only the rather than just creating the lengthy one. Is it possible, please?
Okay, so you need to help me there then, because I don't know how to create a variable.
Variable is easy.
Okay, so
if I take any finance queue, you will find the lot of variables.
no, let's use this dash either these two queries because it has data and all. So if you can create a variable on top of these two queries, then it will be good. Can you create a variable for area? Let's say area.
Just go there.
Okay, what should I do?
There is a screen, BW screen. I can't see your BW screen.
I'm not able to see my screen.
I can see your this Rakesh Kandel. Now, yeah, I can see. Go right click on the area.
Okay.
If the possible day.
It's not allowing, I think.
No.
Where? Here in rows?
Yeah, do I have any?
You want to take control?
You have to go to the rows and follow. Yeah. Right.
I have given you the control.
Nandini? Just one second.
Okay. Fine.
Nandini?
Okay, what I'll do is I'll take somebody's help and create a query which will have a variable, and that scenario we can take it tomorrow before we start our regular topics. So we'll discuss about that. It's not that complex. It's just once the variable is created, you can use set variable method, application.set variable method. So guys,
Sorry guys, my baby's awake. Yeah.
no issue, no issue. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Dev.
So,
You want to say something? Yeah.
Yes. So Rakesh, I'm just thinking like I have a dashboard, okay, which is connected to BexQuery, okay, and later on some business requirement came in saying that I need to connect the same dashboard to some non-SAP data,
Okay.
maybe Oracle. Okay. And they said that there is, some few tables are there, and we need to bring the data from those tables, and then link those data with the current Bex query, and then on top of that, you need to do some revised on the dashboard.
Okay.
Okay. So this is my requirement. So how can I achieve it, Rakesh? I'm just thinking.
Okay. So basically, you are migrating your database basically, right? Instead of one database, you want to use another database. So your data
Yes.
sources
No,
will.
no. Instead of not one database, the database will be there. That source will be there.
Okay.
On top of that source, we are including one more source. Like we are doing, the dashboard is related to the sales. Okay. And there are some financial data which is in Oracle system also. So later on, business says that fine, this dashboard is giving the information what we want, but we want some detailed information which is in a financial database, and that is in Oracle.
Okay.
So they want to include that source also to this dashboard.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
apart from the Bex query, okay. So I'm just wondering like how to
okay.
merge to these sources in one place.
All non-SAP data sources, what you need to do is first you need to create a universe for all non-SAP data sources. If you want to include them in your Design Studio dashboards, first you create a universe. Once you create a universe, like we have seen, right? We have created the data source on universe and Bex query both, right? So then you can include the data source here.
But in that case, there are two issues I see, Rakesh. Please correct me.
Yeah.
First, as per my understanding, when we are adding a SAP and non-SAP, there are some restriction. There are some complexity, like hierarchical data and some other things which will be missing, which we will be missing. Okay. First thing. Second thing will be the performance, because when we will be bringing the data from SAP and non-SAP, that time the data routes to data federator. Okay. In that way the data performance will go down badly.
Absolutely.
Okay. So yeah, so I'm thinking on that side how to achieve it nicely.
Okay. So there are two things to this. One is, see, hierarchies and all will not work. Okay, because when you go to Oracle, hierarchies will not work, right? So what you need to use is, when you're what you do is, if you have two data sources, right, and you want to filter, what method you use is set filter. Correct. So instead of set filter, if it is a non-SAP data source, what you do is you use set filter ext method. There is a method called set filter ext. So that is one thing you need to do. Then now you're talking about non-SAP data sources, right? So non-SAP data sources you can connect through universe, and universe you can connect only in BI platform mode. So if you are on BI platform mode, to improve the performance, because performance will degrade because of data federation, right? It's not the native connectivity. Yeah. So if the performance is bad, what you do is you create processing groups and run the data sources in parallel. That is the best thing you can do.
Okay.
Okay.
And if I want to connect, if I want to merge, sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Another thing, in case of Oracle or in case of any non-SAP data source, what you can do is you can pre-calculate your key figures. If there is a complex logic, right, that query is taking a lot of time, you can create a materialized view, and on top of that materialized view, you can create a universe and then fetch that data. So that query execution will not take that much longer time. So that kind of performance improvement you can do.
Okay, I have one idea. Please suggest me here. Like in ClickSense, what we can do, we can bring the data to the in-memory, because in ClickSense there is a concept of in-memory computing, right?
Yeah.
So and then we can connect the existing source to that in-memory data, and then we can do on top of that. So in Design Studio, is there any chance like that?
Design Studio doesn't have in-memory. Yeah, Lumira has in-memory concept, but Design Studio doesn't have. All the in-memory. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, discussing something. My apology. Do you want to do now? Yeah. Okay, second now.
No, that variable thing.
Yeah, do you want to do it now or later?
No, later we'll do it because today's time is over almost, and it will take at least 15 to 20 minutes, right, to showcase
Just this
everything.
easy, this in the query pane, where we were having all these things. I can just quickly tell you that you can do it yourself in the query pane. This initial screen, the first screen, dimensions. Under the dimension characteristic value,
Yeah.
here characteristic value. If you right click it,
Okay.
new variable. Yeah, and then this area, you just create it over there. Just put the variable name, the description under the description. Here. Just if you give me the control quickly.
Description here.
Yeah, new variable. Yeah, put the description whatever you need it.
Okay.
Put the technical name whatever you need. Yeah. And just manual input, whatever you want the manual default value or processing. Okay. You want the manual, so reference is characteristic, and then you don't want anything else. Yeah, details. If you go in the test, so put the variable name again, test that you can use that variable.
Okay, and then we can restrict the variable in the query, right? We have created the variable in dimensions, right?
Yeah. If you go in the filter side, this probably should be there, and then when you will run if you go in the area, that you just drag and drop it, this from the dimensions. Yeah.
Okay. And then we need to restrict it.
Yeah. No, not restricted. You can use it variable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can use test variable, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just that's it.
So this is
there now.
Okay. So then you can use.
So if you expand this area, you will be able to see the variable is there. No, area in the characters restriction. So if you click on this test, you will be able to see your test variable.
Okay. Fine. We'll see this scenario. Anyways, just what we need to do is we'll add this data source again in our. And when we run, right, it will ask for this area because right now it's optional, so it won't ask.
Yeah.
I don't know it's optional or not, but yeah, you can pass the value from the Design Studio dashboards.
Sure. That's fine. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no issues. Yeah, they. So, is that was clear or? That was
yes, Rakesh. I will do some more on that, and I will come with some more questions on, because there are few things which need clarity, because I face some issue on the data federation side. So I'll be talking with you later on, because this is a bit advanced chapter. So I will talk with you later on this.
Sure, there. Sure.
Yeah. Thanks.
Fine, guys. Then what we'll do is tomorrow we'll talk about the bookmarks and okay, let's talk about GeoMap. We'll talk about GeoMap tomorrow, and we'll create a GeoMap dashboard, a sample dashboard.
Yes, Rakesh. This GeoMap is going nowadays very much, so we would like to see in detail these things. So
yeah,
that's very important.
Yes. Yeah, so GeoMap we'll see tomorrow how to use the GeoMap component. Okay, guys. Then see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. And we will try to see this example if possible. This what we have done for the.
Yeah, definitely. One. Tomorrow we will see.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Have a good time and take care.
You too, guys. Yeah. Bye, guys.
Thank you all. Thanks. Yeah. Bye.
Just 1 second.